Track baby, try another one.
Duse M,
Jump on it, jump on it, jump on it. Jump on it, jump on it.
Jump on it, jump on it. Ride it like Jackie. The hell smoking that loud, lace the yak with mouth. Make your mama proud, popping it like shot. Turn up, it's a gangster party.
PT ain't never popped a Molly, but if I ever catch Mac, I'ma pop a Holly. I don't even rob a cop the Harley. Blowing so much green, I shame Marley. Yeah, I push the line to its full limit. Hit the hoe like 22, boy, I'm a young Emmett. Nothing go like snow, now that's a cold image. Still whistling, sending, knocking them white women. Only reason I do it to avenge image. Till the day they go before they box me out. Knowing me, it don't matter, I simply change my route. On my hobby.
Where's welcome to the Damu Kiwe Conversations, home of the West Coast. Where's the voice of the culture. It's Duse M's the Don, and we got the content for y'all today. We gonna get right into it. Go to the shout out to the Harlem Legend TV. So I guess Cs2 back is on Pistol Pete head. I know why you don't like Pistol Pete, because Pistol Pete and the Terror Squad helped put to sleep that rumor they were trying to manipulate y'all to believe about DJ Khaled and Big U. But we'll get right into it. It goes back into the rat wave of New York. Max B.
Let's go. I'm going to keep it 10,000. The streets is on fire right now. Yeah, New York City is on fire right now. We all know Max B has been home for 2 to 3 months now. He's finally addressing the rumors of being a rat. Yeah, he sat down with Terror Squad's very own. Some would call him the enforcer of Terror Squad, Pistol Pete. Oh, and shots is being fired. Yeah, because Whack 100 is speaking out in a post where he tagged me and 050 China Brim to say Pistol Pete needs to be checked. Look, I don't know what's going on. We got to break down the news, ladies and gentlemen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. It's going down. Salute.
This is Harlem Legend, no cap, no trap, no trap. Oh, this is Harlem Legend, no cap, no trap, no trap. Hey, this is Harlem Legend, no cap. Harlem Legend TV, we the realest on the screen. Breaking down the culture, keeping everything clean. Hip-hop stories raw, nothing in between. From the block to the world, we chasing a dream. See the world through a lens so wide. Every hood story, every truth they hide. I'm the pulse of the block where the truth resides. Harlem Legend TV where the realness abides. Harlem Legend TV where the realness abides. Harlem Legend TV where the realness abides.
Yo. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy E or you, aka the Harlem Legend, man. If you're new to the channel, if you're old to the channel, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you set your bell notification so you know when I'm dropping a video or going live. We on the road to 100K. Make sure y'all tap in with y'all already know what it is. We got to get right into this one because we know Max B has been home living his best life. Yeah, I want to call it what it is. He's been living his best life, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as far as the music goes, let's get that out the way right now. No, sir. I'm not feeling the music that Max B arrived with. So we know from the beginning of this, you heard, since he's come home, since he's been home, at the very beginning, a lot of people has been calling him a rat. Yeah, they've been saying, we seen Vlad interview the girl, his ex-girlfriend. She said he told on her. And let me just break this down to y'all real quick, right? I'm no longer in that game. Yeah, I'm here to bring y'all the news. When it comes to Harlem Legend, I'm no longer in that game trying to figure out who's a rat and who's not. At that time, 5 years ago to be exact, I was still in the streets. I was still grinding. I still had money moving in the streets. So I was able to talk about things like that. As my life has glowed up, as I have changed as a man, as I'm able to come up, I'm a civilian. I'm no longer in the streets. I'm a businessman, legitly. I no longer want to speak about, oh, he's a rat, or he's a rat. No, my job is to bring y'all the news. And when it comes to Max B, I just want to bring y'all the news. At the end of the day, there's been a lot of
See, one thing about niggas like this dude, bro, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. See, a coward dies a million deaths because you don't want to stand on anything because you have an interest not to. It's about your money. You know what's going on. He knows what's going on. I know what's going on. But he's saying he doesn't participate in it because it's street culture. He's no longer hustling in the streets, so he doesn't subscribe to such ideologies such as not working with the police. But we already been read that over and over where not working with the police come from, and we'll get to that in a minute. But listen to this weirdo.
speculation on Max B being a rat.
Hey, New York, this is why New York is so infested with marsupials and rodents. So let's go.
A lot of people have said it. We've seen it. His brothers came out, Duse M, who I feel is uncredible because he's coming out with so much. And it's like, damn, where this come from? Is he lying? Where can I find?
He's uncredible. There's no term utilizing the term credible. It's incredible, which has a whole different definition. And it's non-credible or not credible. But as you were, let's go.
Honest, and they yet to respond. So there's a lot of things that I stay away from when it comes to, is this guy a rat or isn't this guy a rat? Well, Max B spoke out for the first time and he went to Pistol Pete. Yeah, hey, shout out to Pistol Pete. Shout out to the whole terror squad. Okay? He went to Pistol Pete to state his claim. So those of you that don't know, Dog in the Yard, make sure y'all go subscribe to his YouTube page. You heard where they speak on a lot of their prison experiences and, you know, but these guys, hey, look, they not out here playing games. I got to be real. Pistol Pete will be considered as the dog in the yard. You see what I'm saying? He's considered the enforcer at times for Terror Squad. Yeah. Look, he moves around since back in the days. So all due respect to him, he had Max B on his platform. And when I say they asked about the snitch allegations, pay attention to what Max B has to say, y'all. And I need y'all to make your own determination. Salute.
For the sake of the streets and for the sake of real nigga love, let's get into business. What y'all want to talk? What you want to know specifically?
I mean, see, right off the back, I gotta just say this. I hate that. I'm not really with for the sake of the streets, for the sake of real niggas. Yo, look, let me tell you something. The street.
Who cares what you're with, bro? If you see one thing about these type of clowns, these dudes is so goofy, right? Because you have success, you can have a business for 10, 15 years legitimate. And things go wrong, the economy crash, whatever. And I wish the brother the best in his entrepreneurial endeavors and businesses, right? And you saying fuck the streets and everything they came that you learned from them, and even though they helped mold you into the hustler that you claim you are today, legitimate. And you forget them, oh, fuck that, I'm not really down with that, and this and this and this and that, turning your nose up to that same place. But one thing for sure, life, everything you do, whether it's selling dope, whether it's pimping hoes, whether it's robberies, whether it's podcasting, everything is going to come with mountains and valleys. And you got to be able to navigate both. And I've seen so many people who became millionaires in my hood, millionaires, literally. And they fall off and come back to the hood. They was good in the hood, so they come back. Balled again and fell off again. Rest in peace, Denny Ray. And they could always go back. They didn't turn their nose up to the streets. They didn't say, oh, I didn't never believe in what we were standing on then. Let's go.
Some real niggas don't care.
Niggas is weirdos.
I'm going to say that again.
Real niggas don't care. What's your definition of real? Because real is a subjective term. You heard that. I ain't never heard a bitch nigga talking about, oh yeah, I'm a pussy bitch nigga. Y'all ever heard that? Nah, because in everyone's mind, they think they have a different definition of what a real nigga is or what real means. To some people, being real is just going working a 9 to 5, taking care of their family and protecting their family. Others, being real is a nigga that gonna get the bag by any means necessary. Others, nigga, riding for your homeboys that you lost and keeping that cracking, that's being real. So yeah, your interpretation of real is definitely far off from my interpretation of real. Let's go.
As I've learned coming up in the game and putting out niggas snitch paperwork and all it, nobody cares. I'm just being real, especially when you've made the transition into a civilian now. Yeah, I doubt if Max B is ever in the streets again. So I felt like that statement was disgusting. But let's continue.
For the sake of the streets and for the sake of real nigga love, let's get into business. What y'all want to talk? What you want to know specifically?
I mean, it's some chatter on the airwaves or whatever. Give us some clarity.
I told, because I took a plea after getting blowing trial to 75 years, which I didn't take the plea in the beginning.
Facts.
Because a rat nigga gonna take the state gonna make him take the plea and say, if you get a.
The state can't make you take a plea. You always got an option to go to trial. How can the state make you do anything? This dude's on here lying. Let's go.
Plea, but you got to tell on your co-defendants. Y'all don't have that. There's none of that on the stand. No big.
Oh, no. We got you making a statement initially. Let's go. And then your brother said you made a statement. So you told on the bitch and your brother talking about you told on
no stand.
I will say this. I've never seen in the whole world of niggerism. Yeah, niggerdom. I've never seen a nigga get 75 years that told.
Well, you ain't been around long enough. That shows your lack of experience, not the fact that you could be a snitch and get a life sentence, right? I'm finna see what that says right now. Can someone make incriminating statements against co-defendant and still receive a life sentence, which is a lot more than the time he talking about. Since you ain't seen it, just because you ain't seen it don't mean it ain't happened. And I'm going to give y'all a couple different, So say the police catch a nigga. These niggas be thinking they going to trick the police and have hearings with these police about like they're gonna trick the police and game the police into letting them go. In the midst of all of that, they get tangled up and then they, yeah, man, just tell us the truth. We know you lied about this. Now you said this, and now we know you lied about that. You see this? You say you weren't there. Here goes video footage that shows you was there. Now, we know that you weren't the actual shooter, right? But we know you want to talk to us about this. We know it wasn't your fault that he went and shot somebody. Why don't you Man, yeah, man, I told him not to do it. That's an incriminating statement. Who did you tell not to do it? Duse M. That's an incriminating statement. There's no deal because I'm giving up he's giving Duse M's up that he can't get a life sentence. That's why they say anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law, bro. This dude Harlem is a goofy. The fact he fucked with 050 China, I should have already knew he was a goofy. Let's get back to the thing, bro. But yeah, it says, yes, giving an incriminating statement about co-defendants does not automatically protect someone from a life sentence. It can still happen in several common situations. No deal, no binding promise. A person can talk, proffer, interview, and still end up with life if there's no plea cooperation agreement guaranteeing a sentence and benefit. The prosecutor never files the required motion. In federal court, a judge generally can't reduce a sentence for substantial assistance unless the government files a motion, often under 5K1. Mandatory life or other mandatory minimums still apply. Even if the government files a 5K1 motion, that doesn't automatically let the judge go below a statutory mandatory minimum. To go below a mandatory minimum, the government typically must also make a motion under 18 U.S.C. 3553E. Without that, the judge may be stuck at the mandatory floor even if the person cooperated, or if the cooperation wasn't substantial enough or wasn't credited. You know what I'm saying? The judge can still choose life. So this dude is a goofy. I don't even know how this nigga got a fan base in New York. Well, I figured I know how now. My bad.
I'm just saying, in all my years of going to prison and living life, I've never seen a nigga get 75 years after telling.
No tape, complete police station statements, none of that. All right? So let's get that right. So after I blow trial for 75 years, get convicted, after 9 years, I get granted PCR with lawyer money. I got lawyers, by the way.
Another thing you got to ask yourself, why would a snitch blow trial? I'm going to say that again. For the people out there that's not really catching up, that hasn't been.
Bro, you gave a snitch could have gave, just like this nigga did, incriminating statements against his co-defendants before trial, thinking he was going to get a good deal. And when he didn't get the good deal and wasn't offered the good deal he thought about, he was forced to go to trial. Bro, why are you speaking on this if you have no experience or understanding of how the system works? Goofy.
In the system for the good civilians like myself, why would a snitch blow trial? There's no need for a snitch to blow trial if you're going to get a deal, right? If you're a snitch, you're out.
No, just because you a snitch don't mean you got a deal. That's stupid.
Obviously going to get a deal.
No.
Why am I even going to trial if I snitched? Pay attention.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying, I go back on
what lawyer is that? What
I got
lawyer?
6 lawyers.
Talk to me.
Let's just talk about the facts.
Talk to me.
I got lawyers. We put a motion in for PCR against Jerry Saluti. Look at his record.
Fucked up.
Look at what's the nigga that locked Frank Lucas up?
Yeah,
That's the police nigga, right?
He turned lawyer and did. He's a greaseball. These niggas was all greaseball working on my shit, stealing. I got back on that. When I got back after 9 years, I took the plea for 20 years. I had to do another.
So he got back on insufficient counsel. A lot of guys come back on that, y'all. When I was doing paperwork and paying attention to who's right and who's not, yeah, a lot of guys get back in court insufficient counsel. They stealing money.
This nigga said when he was doing paperwork. See, this is how you expose them frauds, right? Insufficient counsel, there's no such thing. The term, if you were doing paperwork, if you were in the law library, is ineffective assistance of counsel. This is what he's saying he's trying to get. He's talking about insufficient counsel. Bro, you don't even understand the terms. You're lost in the sauce, bro. Yeah, this dude. Hey, somebody go to his dude and tell this dude, yeah, he needs to stay out of that lane. He's not that good. Yeah.
From they doing stupid shit and then getting them convicted. It is what it is.
Had to do another 9 and took that plea there.
Copy on that.
So
Copy
for those that don't know, that's real TV for you niggas. I'm not sitting in jail with these niggas. I'm out here getting money.
Well,
Got mouths to feed.
So, you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit of legalese so that we have a little understanding.
Facts.
And at the end of the day, people going to believe what they want to believe, but know the law.
Well, I guess y'all really don't know the law. And as far as him talking about he getting money, I know a lot of rats that's getting money. In fact, that's how they get the dope, because the police got the dope, nigga. Police escorting motherfuckers to Arizona with the dope, escorting motherfuckers from California to Arizona with the dope. Of course you could get money. So what did you getting money got to do with you not being a rat? Crazy.
Know that just because the bro took a plea doesn't necessarily equate
we know ain't no cooperation agreement,
Come
by
on.
the way, anyway.
Talk to me.
That's the only reason he brought that up.
Talk to me.
That shit ain't, they already looked for that. It's not there. That's
And
not
Max
what
B
they
got the
said.
paperwork.
So Max B is saying there is no cooperation whatsoever. You heard? There is no cooperation. There's nothing there. What are y'all looking for? Now, we did see Gina Conway state her claim. We do see the brother coming out saying, oh, he ratted and playing a tape that I felt like it was fake. There's a lot going on here, y'all. But Pistol Pete is kind of getting the backlash.
Didn't this dude start off talking about he don't do the paperwork and all of this no more? He's a civilian. And then now here he is taking positions to defend this dude without even reading the paperwork. This is crazy, bro. And he's talking about he believed that the tape was fake. I thought you weren't taking a position on who's a rat and who's not. Not only are you ignorant to law, to understanding where not working with the police come from, but you're a hypocrite. Let's go, man.
Okay, Pistol Pete is getting the backlash here because he didn't give pushback. That's how people are feeling. What do you want him to do, y'all? He's up there conducting an interview. Is he supposed to give the pushback or let the man speak so we can get the information? Because to keep it real with you, Max B didn't sound off. It didn't sound off to me in the insufficient counsel. And, it just didn't sound off respectfully. It sounded about right to me what happened to him. So I got to keep it real with y'all. Whack 100, he's sending shots. Whack 100 is sending shots because, look, I'm going to be real. My objective out here is not to cover West Coast politics. I carry it East Coast from now on. But I had to say something about this because Whack 100 tagged me and China Brim in his post, calling out Pistol Pete. Yeah, he's calling out the terror squad boss. Yeah, let me let y'all see this, right? He tags Pistol Pete. You lost points. You rep KAR. See, kill all rats. We all remember when Pistol Pete had to kill all rats. We remember he did this, right? He's been out in the streets. These dudes done served hard time. So I understand that. You rep KR, linking my story of your man, Max B. He tagged Max B. Starring the facts with the DA on others than himself. In the streets, that's a rat. He tags Harlem Legend TV. He tags China Brim. What's wrong with this clown? He needs tending to. Pistol Pete ain't bigger than the program. All this will be addressed at 7 a.m. Clubhouse on Honeyside. Let me say this. I got to say this. I'm not a part of no program, respectfully. Respectfully, homie, please do not put me involved with it. I'm here reporting the news. Okay, now, respectfully, Whack 100 might have thought that I'm still involved with the paperwork parties and all. No. What we do over here on Harlem Legend TV, we stay neutral and report the news. Because let me tell y'all something. I told y'all, I've learned the streets don't care about who told. Yeah, they don't care. You think Pistol Pete cares at this point in his career? No. He's trying to come up with his podcast and get his money and keep it moving. At the end of the day, I am not here, Whack, to determine who told. If y'all doing that on Clubhouse respectfully, that's y'all thing. That's y'all thing. I can't get involved with that. I'm here to report the news and be neutral about it. That's it. Now, I don't know. I can't speak for China Brim. I only can speak for myself.
Now, you can't speak for China. His name is not China Brim no more. So stop trying to piggyback up off the culture. He ain't no street nigga. He's a fuck nigga. He's the same piece of shit with no credibility that we exposed for running fake work with Whack 100 on Jim Jones. Fact. And the paperwork was from the UK. It wasn't even American paperwork. So you hanging with a goofy like that, saying that you're not, so hypocritical. I'm not a street nigga. I don't do paperwork no more and this and this and this and this and that. But then you get to talking about, oh, I believe this was fake. How did you believe this was fake? They don't have no paperwork. Well, we finna show you what we do got. Harlem Legend TV. And then you talk about China Brim. China hijacked that name to make himself seem like he was somebody. He's no longer even in good standing with them niggas that he was claiming he was banging with. This is nasty work, bro. This dude's a goofy.
I'm not here to say who told, who didn't. I don't care. The streets don't care. You heard the real nigga don't care.
So the real nigga don't care. The street niggas don't care. Well, the streets is a lot of different places, bro. It's just not New York. So maybe you're right about the niggas around you in New York. They don't care who rats. That's because New York has been harboring these rats for a real long time. Infested. Nicky Barnes, Alpo, Tekashi 6ix9ine. We could go on and on and on about how many rats y'all been harboring. Y'all chasing the annual rat harboring award, fighting against Atlanta. So it's definitely not surprising to hear this coming from a New York goofy, but to hear the hypocrisy and not be able to call it out would have been troubling to me. I revel in the fact that I'm able to point out his hypocrisy. Real nigga, we just showed you was a hypocrite, nigga. Fuck you go. How the fuck a fake nigga who's hypocritical gonna define what a real nigga is? This is crazy. That's like a snitch being able to define, writing a book and defining what the rules of engagement are for street niggas that didn't snitch. Let's go.
So at the end of the day, why should I care? I'm just being honest. He calls Pistol Pete out, first of all, right? What's wrong with this clown? He's calling Pistol Pete a clown. Ain't bigger than the program. All this would be addressed. See, I'm not a part of no program. Y'all need y'all to know that. Pistol Pete, you lost point. Oh, yeah. So this is the same post basically Whack 100 put up. Look, man, y'all let me know, but shots is being fired. Some people still taking on that street mentality. I no longer take that on. All I do is report it. If this guy's telling, if you say this guy's telling, I'm here to actually break the news down to my people. If there's paperwork behind it, I'll show my people. But as far as being down with some type of street program and ain't nobody bigger, I'm not with no program. Harlem Legend has nothing to do with anything out here. I don't care who told. None of my business. I'm just here to make my money just like you and report the news. Hopefully these dudes could take that to keys. Whack 100, salute to you on whatever you got going on in your clubhouse and on your West Coast situation. But when it comes to this East Coast shit, I'm covering the politics of it all. I'm covering everything that comes out, including you even putting my name in in your tagging me in your description. I'm not mad about it, but I just want to stay away from that type of content. That's not what I'm no longer in the streets. I don't care who's selling in the streets. I'm here to report the news. And the day that we all can get that, we all can get some money. Yo, it's your boy E-Oil, aka the Harlem Legend, man. Whack 100 is sending shots at Pistol Pete. Yeah, he calling him a clown and all. What's going to happen when these guys meet up? It's 2026. Shit is getting out of hand already. I'm just saying. It's 2026 and shit is getting wild. That's Harlem Legend. Do he care who told? No. I don't care. It's none of my business. I've never told. I've never been involved. I don't care. You heard? Now, when I came in the game, yeah, me and China hit the ground running. We was talking about raps. We was talking about everything. Man, when do you grow? I'm just being honest. When do you not care about you? You the only nigga out here really care about that shit, Whack, to be honest with you. Now, when it comes to Max B's music, man, that shit garbage, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That last joint, trash. I don't like it. It's nasty work. I didn't even blog on it. That's how nasty it was. At the end of the day, the more Max B talks about this, the more it's going to spread all across. The more that he gets involved and wants to be street, he would never get out of that stigma. And a lot of people will always bring this up. And therefore, you're opening the doors for dudes like Whack 100 to get at you respectfully. Maybe it's time to grow up. Get out of that street mentality. You heard? Do something different, Max B. But hey, who am I? Get down in the comment section. Make sure you leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. We on the road to 100K. I appreciate everybody out there. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Salute.
For the sake of the streets and for the sake of real nigga love, let's get into business. What y'all want to talk? What you want to know specifically?
I mean, it's some chatter on the airwaves or whatever. Give us some clarity.
Because I took a plea after getting blowing trial to 75 years, which I didn't take the plea in the beginning.
Facts.
Because a rat nigga gonna take the state gonna make him take the plea and say, if you get a plea, but you gotta tell on your co-defendants. Y'all don't have that. There's none of that on the stand. No bigger bell on no stand. No tape, complete police station statements. None of that.
So this is what he's claiming, right? Well, Duse M, man. One thing about us, we got content. We done already ran the content. So this ain't really that hard, brother. You know what I'm saying? This is not really that hard. So we finna go ahead and get into this. And y'all tune in because we stay with the content. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead. The rat wave of NYC.
Oh, man. Well, that did not take too long. This morning, Max B was released from prison. And if anybody thought Max B was going to just sit down at home, chill with his family, and maybe not pop out for a couple months, well, you're wrong. Max is hitting the streets. He's got an official welcome home party tonight. So, of course, he's got a touchdown at the Jets game. Max gave the People's Gallery his first unofficial interview at the game.
You were hacked.
You're telling me it's real?
Someone's been watching and listening through you.
We need to use you to find them and destroy them.
You should have kept song. Yeah.
All right, love you all.
This feels nice. This is nice. No, they gave me the one. Kick off at 1 o'clock. Oh, yeah, we outside. Hey, we on the network. The wave. Rest in peace. We out here. What's going on? We outside. Damn. What's good, baby? You got my jersey? What's good, baby? How you doing, bro? Yo, man. Yo. I'm waiting on you.
Hey, how you doing today?
what's good, beloved? Max Biggervale.
What's your name? Where you from?
Max Biggervale, New York, New York.
Yes, sir.
Fresh out the can.
Damn.
Off of 18 stretch.
Damn.
They gave me 7 and 5, but I'm back.
Yes, sir. You're back. And describe your fit for us right quick.
Oh, man, it's Louis Vuitton. Head to toe. All the way down to the sneaks. To the fanny pack. I'm here.
Okay.
You fanny pack. Oh, wow.
I feel right.
This nigga's a clown, bro.
I'm feeling good.
Feeling good.
This nigga's a baboso, payaso. This nigga said, nigga with the fanny pack, Louis Vuitton fanny pack. You cornballs would think such as manly and cool, but it's not. Nasty work. This nigga really a clown.
I'm grateful.
Okay.
Thankful.
Love that. Love
It's
that.
good.
Okay, Max, you give anybody a styling tip? What would it be?
Listen, man, just be yourself. Get what you can afford. Get what you can afford. Be yourself and wear what you wear. If it look good on you, own it.
Okay.
Right?
We love that. We love that.
Yeah.
When you build your fits, what do you start with?
Listen, man, I start with the drawers. I need Egyptian cotton. I got polo Egyptian cotton on me. I need Egyptian cotton. I start with the drawers.
Okay.
Then I do the socks.
Okay.
Then I do the tee. And then work my way around.
We love that. We love that. Yes, sir. What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie, New Jack City.
Why?
Because he looked up to Nino Brown. That's my guess.
Man, it just is. It's in New York.
Yeah.
It's just a cultural movie.
Yeah.
And every time I see it, I watch it.
Okay.
Right?
What's your favorite song right now?
My favorite song?
Yeah.
That's a hard question. I don't think I can answer that. Because I got so many.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you this.
Yeah.
I'm my favorite.
Ooh, okay. So what can it is there any new artists, anybody out there you want to work with?
Listen, anybody that can keep up with the boss gone. Right? Anybody that's an A-lister.
Okay.
Anybody that got a sack. Look me up, I'm gonna get you right. I'm gonna get you wavy. If you got a catalog and it don't got no boss Don in it, you're now cipher. Get with your boy.
I let the people know your zodiac sign.
I'm a Gemini.
Big Gemini. You see the boy.
There's 2 of me.
Yeah. Welcome home, Max.
All right.
Yes, sir. Now, one person that people do want to see Max B sit down with is Cameron. Off rip, Cam showed him a lot of love on social media. He posted this video saying the wave has touched down. Cam also posted this video to his IG story. So you have to imagine maybe sometime next month, there's going to be an interview out there with Max B and also Cameron. Some fans might think Cam is being petty. Others might think Cam is just showing love. Either way, we're going to be getting some good content soon. You guys get in the comments below. I will continue keeping you guys updated. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys later, man.
I can't make this shit up. This nigga got a cape to get a cut with all his tapes.
See Coke Wave down there?
Nah, I see Coke Wave. Yeah, well, we skipped Coke Wave 3. We went straight from 2 to 4. That's how high we was.
Booking.com has all kinds of stays. For those who love family resorts.
Yeah, we got about like 25 more minutes, but that's okay because as long as we get the content, we gonna get the content. Hey, he's really a clown, huh? No wonder he told this he's a clown, bro. Let's go. Let's get to it, man. Again, shout
It's
out
Black
to
Friday at Ashley.
Man. We really appreciate the content, man, keeping us up to date on that. Y'all make sure y'all go over there. Y'all hit that like button and subscribe like I just did. I thought because I'm on the other account. I'm on Lamonte Sims following. So we're going to stop sharing that, right? Let's get to the next one. So for the most part, man, New York just love these rats. Well, Harlem just love these rats. You know what I'm saying? Except a few. You know what I'm saying? So let's look. He definitely got out and got straight to work. Visibility to let everybody know and talk that he's out. Damn, she almost taller than him. Let's go.
I look like a boss. I feel like a boss. I taste like a boss. Nigga, Max Biggervale. I'm a boss. I'm not with that. It's never.
Okay, let's go. So he's definitely working. He's definitely doing that. So 50 Cent reacts to Max B getting out. The whole industry seems to be supporting and happy for him. Cool. Well, I can see why.
Go. You can't get too close. Let his kids go. Where's daughter? Let's not get close to the gate, guys. They're gonna tell us to move.
Shout out to all Urban Central. Y'all go over there and hit that like button.
So if you guys been sleeping under a rock, Max B just got released from prison yesterday after serving 15 years in the feds. He was supposed to get 75 years, but his time got reduced tremendously and he only ended up serving 16. He's actually been living it up. He was at the Jets game the other day. French Montana pulled up on him, and he's just been trying to get them 15 years that he's been locked up back. You know, when 50 Cent heard it, he had to get on the internet and troll Jim Jones because Jim Jones and Max B are known enemies. 50 Cent posted a screenshot of the movie Belly with that hating dude that was eating a banana and wrote the caption, "Dude said Max's home is packed in Harlem. Jimmy about to drop a dime on these. LOL." Then he also posted a video of his DJ Who Kid, on FaceTime with Max B.
What up, my dude? Welcome home. Thank you, man. Hey, yo, tell Boo Boo I said what up. Oh, so let's work, man. He just dropped a new joint, so let's work. He's back in the studio. Let's work. All right, say no more. I'm ready. Let's get it. I'm ready.
So the Jim Jones and Max B issues is one of Harlem's craziest beefs. It's a story filled with loyalty, betrayal, and street politics that spilled into the music game. Now, before Max B was yelling "Wavy Baby" and before Jim Jones was screaming "We Fly High," these two were actually family. They were moving together in the streets and in the booth until money, fame, and ego tore it all apart. Let's rewind it back to the early 2000s. Jim Jones was popping off with Dipset, running with Cameron and Jules Santana. He was already a Harlem legend, but he wanted to build his own movement. So he started a group called Bird Gang. That's when he linked with Max B, the smooth talking dude fresh out of jail with a voice like a melody and a swagger Harlem hadn't seen before. Max could write, he could sing, and he could rap. He was like 50 Cent meets Nate Dogg with a Harlem twist. Jim saw the potential. Max helped pen hooks for big songs like We Fly High. Yes, Ballin', one of Jim's biggest hits ever. But here's the thing. Max felt like he didn't get the credit or respect or the bag that came with it. That's where the storm started brewing. So picture this. Jim's living this rock star life, Bird Gang doing shows, video, money flowing. But behind the scenes, Max B's starting to feel like, hold on. I'm the one writing these hits, but I ain't seeing that ballin' money. Rumors started flying that Max was signed under shady contracts, barely getting paid. And he felt like Jim was eating off his work without showing love. Max started talking slick in interviews, saying that he was the brains behind Jim Jones' success. And you know, Jimmy didn't like this. They started dissing each other in songs, on DVDs, in the streets, you name it.
Damu Kiwe.
Hi, I'm Burke, a small business insurance expert from Byberg.
Bang that like button, Let's go, man.
She loves me not. She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. Cause she loves Max. She touching in Miami.
Max B dropped a couple of diss songs and started clowning Jim Jones for wearing tight jeans and calling him broke. Jim fired back with Let's Ride and started moving with Stax Bundle and Mel Matrix, trying to rebuild Bird Gang without Max. It turned from a music beef to a real Harlem rivalry. But then things got darker. In 2009, Max B got caught up in a robbery and a murder case in New Jersey, a setup gone wrong. He was sentenced to 75 years in prison. That basically ended the beef, but not before Max made sure he made his peace. Even from behind bars, he was still trolling Jim Jones, calling him Bum Jones and taking credit for the whole wave. Meanwhile, Jim Jones stayed on the grind, dropped Capo, did Love and Hip Hop, stayed relevant in the culture, but deep down, fans always knew Jim and Max together could have been a legendary Harlem duo. Instead, ego and street politics turned it into a cautionary tale. Fast forward, years later, Max B's sentence got reduced. He's on.
That's something that y'all gotta pay attention to, man. It's nasty work, bro. That is always somebody when something great come together, when people that look like us come together from nothing to create some and change our life and the lifestyle of somebody else, it's always somebody doing some kind of. Y'all just gotta give me 1 second. Hold up. Fuck. Get back to it. You know what I'm saying? Egos coming too. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to get everything in writing. And if they don't like the deal, I mean, they can counter with a different offer, or they can go on about their way. They have no contractual obligation. So salute to any who didn't take no contracts and who didn't feel obligated to, in this case, Bird Gang Records or Diplomats, what it was. Salute to him. He has that right. But you can't later come back disgruntled and then still keep doing it, bro. Get on your foot. If you think you can get better, you value more, you value yourself better than what was offered, salute to you. Get to it. Don't be mad at him, because I don't see him getting a better deal than whatever he was offered. Jim Jones drops $200K on new chain for Mel Matrix.
On his way home, and surprisingly, Jim Jones started showing love. In interviews, he said there ain't no beef. Time heals everything. Even French Montana, who's Max's day one, said that they might patch it up. It's like two Harlem legends finally realizing that the way they created together still ripples through hip-hop today. So yeah, the beef was ugly, but legacy, iconic. And the history of beef between 50 Cent and Jim Jones dates back almost 20 years. Back in the mid-2000s, Jim Jones was running with Dipset, and 50 Cent was running the streets with G-Unit, dominating everything within the club and Get Rich or Die Trying. In 2007, 50 hops on the radio and calls Koch record, the label Dipset was under, a graveyard for rappers. He basically said, if you ain't on a major, you dead. Jim Jones took that personally because Koch was his...
50 Cent was a house nigga for thinking that. Koch Records was giving artists like $6, $7, $8 per album.
Packages to REM.
What is it that makes an SUV? Bang that like button, bang that like button, bang that like button. Let's go. We got the content. These record labels is giving niggas, luckily, 8 to 12 cents off of every album sold. So don't hate another nigga getting his money independently. That's some hater shit, bro. That's kind of like that. You need the system and the government to do anything, nigga. That's like the EBT of music, bro. Mentality. Let's go.
Hustle. He built his bag independent. So boom, now Harlem and Queens officially got attention. Then in 2019, 50 Cent starts bringing up the 6ix9ine case, and he started posting paperwork saying Jim was individual number one, basically hinting that he was a snitch. Meanwhile, Jim Jones was trying to act like he was unbothered, going on podcasts and saying, man, they just on my dick.
Niggas be on my dick, right?
50 Cent kept calling him Love and Hip Hop Jimmy ever since he got on Love and Hip Hop, and he started poking fun at him, saying that he ain't really moving no CD sales, so he needs to do reality TV.
Calling Jim Jones right now. This bitch ain't answering. We go back to the gym right now. Right now. You know I just left the gym. We go back to the gym right now. I smoke. Pick up your FaceTime, bitch. Where you at? You holler is ducking in Queens.
And even this year, 50 Cent posted a screenshot of Jimmy's new album sales talking about, damn, Jimmy sold less than my vitamin water cases last month.
I'm so afraid of Ja Rule, Jim Jones, and Freaky that I'm hiding out in Texas.
So yeah, man, Jim Jones and 50 Cent got the most entertaining Cold War in hip hop right now. Ain't no diss track, just memes, interviews, and shade. You think 50 Cent gonna keep trolling, or should Jim Jones spin the block with a diss?
Man, I think they both just getting their money, trolling each other, you know what I'm saying, to keep each other relevant, man. Keep the culture going, you know what I'm saying? So then, but while we talking about Jimmy, you know what I'm saying, because we're talking about Max B, and we're going to get into that paperwork, so don't y'all leave, you know what I'm saying? don't y'all leave. You know what I'm saying? Since we talking about Max B and Jimmy, you know what I'm saying? Let's go like this.
Friendship Max, will you work with Max B when he gets out?
Max B.
Okay.
Max got dick out of here.
All right. Okay. Has that conversation even come up though?
No, people don't play with me with that conversation. Ain't nobody can tell me nothing about that. That's the first thing I say. You heard?
Okay.
That's how you feel. That end the deal for anybody. There ain't no Max talking about conversation. Period.
Okay. Friendship Max, will you work?
So there it go. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy said that nigga Max can suck dick. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no Max talk in business with me. You know what I'm saying? And hey, listen, rightfully so. He's entitled to feel how he feel. But in the meanwhile, Max B is fresh out and he put a ring on it. She stayed there.
Say I do.
He put a ring on it. Good looking girl. She stayed down. He got him a winner. It's just sad that that she got a rat. I guess these women, they want to have some mice, you know what I'm saying? But salute to her, man. Solid female, it appears, man. Good looking female. Down for her nigga when he was down and out. That's what being in a relationship is all about. He got him a winner. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're going to have some little mice. Let's go on the academics, though.
He's in Essex County Jail. Oh, we got Whack 100 calling back. Whack 100.
Hey, you know what's crazy?
What up?
I think we should just move towards eliminating snitching, period.
Only a rat would say some shit like that. Hey, Ack, I think we should just eliminate snitching from the rules, period. You're permitted to snitch. This is what type of time Whack 100 is on. He's been befriending all of these rats. He's been sicking rats on his enemies. And so now he's saying we should just, you know what I'm saying, just stop. We should just start allowing snitching, permitting snitching with no repercussions. That's because you're a rat. Cs2 back is trying to change the street rules. This is nasty work.
Because depending on who it is, niggas gonna play dumb like they don't know what it is.
Whack, they're starting to say you're hating on all of our heroes because
all of who? That nigga ain't no hero.
Well,
that nigga was a sloppy drunk before he went to jail. Let's keep it gangster. Vlad even spoke on that. Vlad spoke on that today live. He said he was so fucking drunk at the video shoot, they just canceled it. He showed up to my interview sloppy. What you mean, hero? That's a strong word to use, bro.
Yeah, but I think they're waiting on you to be like, yo, this guy,
you know we ran this 18 months ago, right?
Yeah, but like
we exposed that this is not nothing new.
Yeah, but after 20, he's been locked up since 2019. It's been 16, 17 years.
How long he been? We don't give a fuck. Ain't no expiration to tell it.
Yeah, but you know, after a certain time, certain things fall off your record.
Ain't no expiration to telling.
Yeah, but Whack,
see,
I don't think the streets deal with that. The streets don't deal with that no more.
Yo, ain't no expiration to telling. That's what I'm saying. Everybody needs to just stop and say, it's cool to tell, and it's cool. Because you read it, and everybody act like they don't know how to.
I can't even take that no more, bro. Because you read it, and then people just act like they don't care. Yeah, they don't care because none of them are wolves. All of these dudes is sheep. Let's fast forward it. Division docket number A 2090/09T1 A/3757/09T1. State of New Jersey is the plaintiff and respondent versus Charlie Wingate, aka Max B. Charlie Wingate, Big Gavel Wingate, Max B. Wingate. These all his aliases, you know what I'm saying? And State of New Jersey versus Kelvin Leardom, aka Sims Food. This ain't me, you know what I'm saying? Kelvin Anton Leardom. August 30th, 2012. Submitted March 27, 2012. Decided before judges Nugent Carson on appeal from the Superior Court of New Jersey, Law Division, Bergen County, indictment number 0706-1109. Joseph E. Krakora, public defender, attorney for appellant Kelvin Leardom, confusion designated counsel on the brief. John L. Melinelli, Bergen County prosecutor, appellant Charlie Wingate filed a pro se supplemental brief. Okay, that means he represented himself on the supplemental brief. Maybe he had an attorney who filed the initial brief, but at some point he felt his attorney wasn't representing his interests and he filed his own shit. So,
you know what I miss most about playing? Yelling, "Hut!" So I got this job. I got your pizza. Hut! Brady's back. Pizza Hut!
The goat?
Pizza Hut! Mom! Roughing the passer.
Shake it off, Gramps.
Get our biggest pizza for the biggest games. The Big New Yorker for only $10. Don't forget the pizza before the... Booking.com has all kinds of stays because some want a house in the desert. Others do not. Find exactly what you're booking for. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
In the back-to-back appeals consolidated for purposes of this opinion, defendants Charlie Wingate and Kelvin Leardom seek to overturn their convictions and sentences for kidnapping, robbing, and murdering David Taylor, kidnapping and robbing Alan Plowden, and kidnapping and robbing Giselle Nees. Wingate argues that his conviction should be reversed because the trial court erroneously declined to sever his trial from Leardom's trial, misapplied. Oh, Wingate wanted a severance. Same crime, different trial. You can picture what he said. Now, did I mention? Pac was telling us about these type of niggas. Misapplied his discretion when it refused to excuse a juror for cause, and improperly instructed the jury. Wingate also argues that the court erroneously denied his motion for a judgment of acquittal and imposed a manifestly excessive sentence. Right? We affirm the judgment of conviction of each defendant. The trial evidence presented by the state, including the testimony of co-conspirator Gina Conway, established the following facts. Wingate and Leardom were 28 and 21 years old, respectively. In September 2006, people knew them as brothers, but they may have been stepbrothers. Wingate's on-again, off-again girlfriend, Gina Conway, was an exotic dancer at the Bronx club named Sin City. I'm in love with a stripper. She poppin', One of the victims' attraction to Conway precipitated the events that culminated in another victim's homicide. Two of the victims, Alan Plowden and David Taylor, were partners in criminal enterprises that included mortgage, real estate, and credit card fraud. They drove expensive cars around New York City, and Plowden often carried a Louis Vuitton bag containing cash, sometimes as much as $40,000. On September 19, 2006, while in the Bronx, Plowden noticed Conway standing across the street. He introduced himself, then took her to a bar where they had a drink. Later, he took her to a hotel in Mahwah, New Jersey. where he unsuccessfully tried to seduce her. She wasn't trying to get a pussy up. Conway left the hotel room at approximately 4 a.m. and took a taxi to Sin City, where she met Wingate and gave him money. Then met a bouncer named Turan Golston, one with whom she left. 2 days later, on September 21st, the day before the homicide, Plowden phoned Conway, picked her up, and took her shopping in Bergen County. He was carrying a Louis Vuitton bag, but during the shopping trip, Conway telephoned Wingate to make him jealous and told him what she was doing. After shopping, Conway accompanied Plowden to a hotel in Fort Lee. Plowden gave Conway a room key card. During their stay, Plowden opened the designer bag several times to impress Conway, who thought it contained approximately $50,000. Later that night, Plowden drove Conway to Manhattan, where he dropped her off. After dropping Conway off, Plowden met David Taylor and two women, spent the night in the club, and eventually returned to the Fort Lee Holiday Inn, where he shared a room with one of the women, Giselle Neves. Taylor shared a room in the same hotel with the other woman, Mady Castro. Before going to bed, Plowden hid all but $1,000 of his cash, as well as his wallet, jewelry, and car keys under the plastic liner of a trash can. He hid the remaining $1,000 under his bed's mattress and then went to bed while Neves showered. The crimes were committed in his room later that morning. Meanwhile, after Plowden dropped off Conway, she took a taxi to a basketball court near 135th Street and 5th Avenue, where she met Wingate and his friends at approximately 11 p.m. During the next couple of hours, she took an ecstasy pill and drank some Hennessy cognac, which made her high, but the degree of her intoxication seemed to rise and fall. She told Wingate about Plowden's money. When he asked how much, she replied, a lot. Wingate then said he was going to give him. Oh, I'm going to give him. Which Conway understood as meaning that Wingate was going to get Plowden's money. Wingate asked Conway where Plowden was, and she told him Plowden was probably at a club. She also told him where Plowden was staying. Wingate telephoned Leardom, who arrived a few minutes later and spoke with Wingate. When they finished speaking, Wingate told Conway to go with Leardom and take him to the hotel where Plowden was staying. According to Conway, Wingate did not intend to use force, but rather intended to steal the money while Plowden was at the club. Shamel Foy, the only witness to testify on behalf of the defense, said he was at the basketball court and saw Wingate and Conway, but not Leardom. The group left the basketball court and Leardom tried to get a car, but he was unable to find one suitable for his purposes. Wingate called the cell phone of a taxi driver, Mohammed Mbuge, and asked Mbinge to drive his brother and his girlfriend to New Jersey. Mbinge drove Leardom and Conway to New Jersey, but stopped for gas on the way. While Leardom went into the store at the gas station, Wingate pulled up in a car and told Conway that if she pulled it off, he would love her forever. Mbinge, Leardom, and Conway arrived at the Fort Lee Holiday Inn at approximately 4:30 in the morning, after mistakenly going to two other Holiday Inn hotels. During the journey, 3 calls were placed from Leardom's cell phone to the Holiday Inn reservation line. Upon their arrival, Conway spotted Plowden's car and told Leardom that Plowden had returned. Leardom told Mbinge to wait, and Leardom and Conway entered the Holiday Inn. On the way to Plowden's room, Leardom put on gloves, took duct tape from his pocket, and displayed a handgun. How could you have planned to just steal something easily, but you got all of this with you? That was kind of incriminating that you had and were prepared for otherwise. Conway, who had not seen any of these items previously, became nervous because this was not part of the plan. When they arrived at Plowden's room, Leardom told Conway to use her key card to open the door, but it did not work. Conway called Plowden's cell phone and could hear it ringing, but Plowden did not respond. Conway knocked on the door. Neves answered, told Conway and Leardom that Plowden was sleeping and tried to close the door. Conway used her foot to prevent the door from closing, and she and Leardom entered the room. Once inside, Leardom got Neves by the hair, pointed the gun at her head, and demanded the money and Plowden's car keys. Conway searched the room. Plowden continued to sleep. He don't even know that he done got lined up by the bitch. You know what I'm saying? Plowden continued to sleep. Leardom shoved Neves into the bathroom and told Conway to tape her up, which Conway did, duct taping Neves' wrists, mouth, and ankles. Neves got a good look at Leardom and noticed a scar on the left side of his face. Conway woke Plowden. Leardom told Plowden not to look at him or he would be shot. So Plowden turned away and Conway duct taped his hands and eyes. Plowden told them about the money under the mattress while Conway and Leardom searched the room. Plowden, who was on the floor covered by a comforter, was able to lift part of the duct tape from his eyes, peek, and see what was going on. He eventually told Leardom and Conway that the rest of the money was downstairs in a friend's room. Holding the gun to Plowden's head, Leardom forced Plowden to call Taylor. When Taylor arrived at the room, he knocked on the door and Conway opened it. He lined his homie up. So his homie, who's supposed to have the other money, Leardom stood behind the door with the gun. When Taylor entered, Leardom pointed the gun at his face. Taylor reached for the gun, it discharged, and Taylor fell dead. According to the Bergen County medical examiner who conducted the autopsy, Taylor had stripling 3 on his face and 2 of his fingers and a gunshot wound in his mouth. Taylor had died from an intraoral gunshot wound to his head and his neck. Conway collected items from the room, including cell phones, a laptop, computer, and new clothes that Plowden had purchased the day before. She then went through Taylor's pockets and took $800. Leardom took Taylor's watch and changed into one of Plowden's shirts and suit jacket. Leardom then struck Plowden in the face with the gun, and Conway took Neves' purse and threatened to kill Neves and her family. Before leaving, Leardom and Conway told Plowden they were going to Taylor's room, and if the money was not there, they would come back and kill him. Plowden managed to free himself and chase after Leardom and Conway. He caught and punched Conway, but when she screamed and Leardom turned toward him with the gun, he retreated. When Leardom and Conway returned to Mbinge's car, Mbinge noticed that Leardom was wearing new clothes. Mbinge drove Leardom and Conway back to Leardom's apartment in New York City, where Leardom phoned Wingate. Conway took a bag containing items stolen from the hotel room and went to Sin City, where she met Golston and later took a bus with him to his apartment in Bloomfield, New Jersey. She left the bag at his apartment, took another bag, and went to the home of Wingate's sister-in-law. While there, she telephoned Wingate, who said he was sorry for what had happened and would take care of her. During the ensuing police investigation, Plowden not only failed to identify Leardom from 2 photo arrays, but identified the picture of another man the police had used as a filler. Detectives interviewed Golston and retrieved the bag that Conway had left at Golston's house. The bag contained 2 Holiday Inn key cards, cell phones, a laptop, car keys, clothing, a wallet, and a camera. When detectives arrested Conway, she gave them a statement implicating Wingate and Leardom. So she get down on it. But it's crazy because when you get down here, we ain't finna get into all the legal arguments. We gonna keep it real short for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep it real short for y'all, man, and get to the meat on the bones. You know what I'm saying? So that's all about jury instruction, right? Suggest the absence of factual. Let me see, committed. All right, theft, okay, a person commits robbery. And the first, all right, here we go. I think this is where it's at, right? In the first point of his initial brief and in his pro se brief, Wingate contends, Max B, contends that the trial judge erroneously denied his motion for a judgment of acquittal at the conclusion of the state's case because the state's evidence did not prove that he had the intent to participate in a robbery of Alan Plowden and aided Leardom and Conway in the shooting and robbery of David Taylor and the kidnapping of Giselle Neves and Alan Plowden. In his pro se brief, Wingate argues that the state failed to prove he possessed a weapon for an unlawful purpose and failed to prove that he conspired to commit robbery. He argues now, as he did before the trial court on a motion for a judgment of acquittal, that the state's case demonstrated his intent to commit burglary and theft, but nothing else. So that was some more of why he was saying that emphasizing Conway till Conway said. All right, lastly, Wingate argues that the trial court's imposition of sentences above the statutory mandatory minimum sentences cannot be supported by qualitative analysis of the aggravating and mitigating factors. Wingate also argues that the court erred by imposing sentences for Wingate's kidnapping convictions that were consecutive to his robbery convictions and failed to take into consideration the real-time consequences of mandatory parole ineligibility periods. And then it goes into the courts having discretion and all of that. At sentencing, the trial court found no mitigating factors and 3 aggravating factors: the risk the defendant will commit another offense, the extent of the defendant's prior record, and the need for deterrence. In deciding to impose more than the mandatory minimum sentence, the court stated, all right, so then it says,
the worst freaking state to live in right now is Wisconsin, and nobody's talking about it.
Wingate, let's blow this up for y'all, because this is the Max B, the wave, the wave of rats that has hit Harlem, New York. Wingate's argument that he cooperated with law enforcement authorities is also devoid of merit. So hold on, Wingate had previously been convicted previously of first-degree armed robbery, and he has been released from custody only 1 year before committing the current offenses. Those circumstances supported the court's finding of a risk of a reoccurrence. On the other hand, Wingate's assertion that he would have nothing further to do with Conway was of little moment. There was no evidence that Conway initiated the conspiracy or enlisted Leardom to commit the robbery. There was certainly no evidence that Conway had anything to do with the previous armed robbery that Wingate committed. Wingate's argument that he cooperated with law enforcement authorities is also devoid of merit. So he's admitting that he cooperated with law enforcement. It was Conway, not Wingate, who admitted her complicity in the crimes and testified against Leardom and Wingate. The statement Wingate provided to law enforcement authorities about Conway's whereabouts can hardly be deemed cooperation. You didn't snitch enough. You just told us where the bitch was at. You just told us where the bitch was at. So police catch you and you tell them where the bitch at. The bitch that you told you'll love if she make this go on. These the selfish piece of shit rat scum that pervade and infest the streets of Harlem, New York. Big old rats. Big rats. And y'all think this is a real nigga, right? Y'all shower this nigga with love, admiration. He popping it. And y'all like the knockoff versions of what a street nigga is. Halfway crooks. Scared to look, you shook ones. Mobb Deep told us about these type of niggas years before. This is the age of killer rats, bro. You know what I'm saying? Niggas that will knock you down and then tell so they could get out and knock somebody else down. And this is a product of government policies that reward these pieces of shit. And it's a result of policies in Harlem, New York that reward these rats, welcome them with open arms. We outside. Damn. You talk about Alpo. You talk about Nicky Barnes. You can keep going on and on and on. New York, Harlem, New York culture is rat culture. And if any of you niggas is getting money with these Harlem niggas, I pray for y'all. But make sure when it goes left, don't be sending us to work and, oh man, this nigga did that, because we ain't gonna run it. If you seen this and you dealing with these pieces of shit, giving them an opportunity to knock you down, you deserve everything you got coming, because you knew now. First, you didn't know. Now you do. We just read the work. He cooperated with law enforcement and ratted on the bitch. We out of here. Damu Kiwe. Conversation. Duse M. We out.